Hey, what's up guys? Disney Nuts here. How you guys doing? So today we're actually going to be showing you how I took this photo, which was at Universal's Island of Adventure, and it was actually featured on Universal's Instagram account a couple of months ago. So I thought it would be cool to show you guys the steps that I took. But before we jump into that, I just want to talk about something really quick. We had debated on doing any more of these photography videos, and because we saw that people were more interested in the other stuff. But it took that one person to send me a DM and said how these videos have helped them to move up on their Disney photography as well as just photography in general. So it looks like we'll continue to do them, but I will ask you to please subscribe to the channel, because that helps the channel grow and get out there and get more exposure to people to see what we're doing here. So if you have a moment and you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It means the world to us. Okay, so without further ado, let's head over to Universal's Island of Adventure. Let's go. Now we can shoot it from the front like where I am right now, and we'll see, we'll be able to catch the lines coming up, which will look really cool. But we want to be able to catch it in an angle so we can get the lines of this as well coming down. So we're going to move down a little bit more. We're here on the side, and we are going to count to see how much seconds it takes for the trip, for the roller coaster from here all the way to the end. Let's see, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, around 10 seconds. So that's what we're going to be shooting for on exposure. That way, hopefully, we get lines all the way across the whole, this whole area that we got in our view. So here are our settings, and here's the angle that we're shooting at. And as we calculated 10 seconds, but we're actually going to do 8 seconds, just because when it's coming down that first loop, we want to be able to catch it from there. As for the other settings, I'm going to put F5, which is what I'm adjusting to be able to catch those 8 to 10 seconds. ISO, obviously 100, because we want to do long exposure, forcing the camera to make us adjust the shutter speed to 8 seconds. Now notice that I'm focusing on the center here. That way, that's what it keeps in focus no matter what else is going on. And let's go ahead and take the shot and see how it looks. Okay, now for this photo, as you can see, obviously there's a ton of people here, so we're going to be waiting all the way until closing, and then once the closing's done, we'll have probably like half an hour to be able to take some shots, because there'll still be people inside the queue, and then we can get the photos of the light trails coming down from here. The park is officially closed. It's now 8:05, and you can see here the Velocicoaster says closed, so now's the time we're going to head down over there to get those shots. This is where we're going to park. We're going to park right here. We're going to be shooting up in an angle like that, because that way we can get the Velocicoaster when it's coming down, and we also get this whole entrance here, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to move a little bit forward, because obviously there's still people coming out, so to try to minimize that coming out in the photo, we'll just going to park around here and we'll shoot upwards an angle. I'll show you now. Something to note is that the Velocicoaster, as you can see here, is fully lit, but not all of them are lit. So it's usually the second or the third one. So when you're parked here, standing your ground and taking photos of it, just wait till the other ones come out, because some of them have more light than the others. So it's a waiting game, guys. Here's the final camera setting that I used here. It's 1.6 seconds, f3.5, and ISO 100. And that gives you the long line here, which we're looking for. Now we're just going to wait a little bit for these guys to move around so we can get the empty shot here without them in it. Now, the team members are pretty nice to move a little bit to the left. And the good thing of that, then now I can actually put these photos into Photoshop, and I'll show you how we'll merge the two photos together, and that way it'll show like there's nobody in front of it. Now, if you've ever wondered how this area looks empty, here we go. Let's go ahead and talk about the photos that we took here at the Velocicoaster. Now, I've already edited the photos, just some basic editing, nothing fancy. Now, here the first photo you'll see, for example, is the one that I took with the trails and everything. Basically, you know, the long exposure. In this case, was 2 seconds using the shutter release. And then here's the other one that I took, and I asked the team members to move just to the side just for a second here. And you can probably take a couple more shots if you want to, where there isn't anybody in all the spots. For example, here, if you notice, and this one, they're standing next to this sign to the entrance, and in the second photo there's nobody here, which is perfect. So now we're going to bring in these two photos into Photoshop, and we're going to be using the mask tool to be able to put those two photos together and say what we want to be able to show on the final result, in this case making all these people disappear. So once I got these photos in Lightroom, I'm going to select the two of them, and I'm going to right click on any of the two. It doesn't have to be one or the other. We're going to edit, and we're going to go into open as layers in Photoshop, and this is going to allow me to put two photos, one underneath the other, and then using the masking tool we can select what we want to be able to show what's underneath. Now notice that the photos do have the lighting is different in some of them, so we're going to play a little bit with it. For example, on this first photo it's red, and then in the background and the one in the second photo is actually a different color, which is fine, no problem whatsoever. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the two photos and align them. Now I know that they're already aligned because I shot this with a tripod, but just in case we're going to make sure, and that way it's going to make sure there's nothing off, you know, a little bit off, and that way when we start doing the masking tool everything looks nice and it's in its place. Okay, so now that's done. If for any reason you see these lines here on the left, it means that the photo is just a tad off, and you can fix that just by cropping here, clicking the crop tool and moving that in a little bit and selecting that, and bam, it's gone. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to use the mask tool. I'm going to select the layer that's on the top, and I'm going to select the tool down here, which is the layer mask tool, and by painting on that mask tool it's going to allow me to show what it's going to allow me to select what I want to be able to show what's behind it. In this case the color black will do that, so I'm going to make sure that I have the color black selected, and selecting my brush, press B on the keyboard, I can go ahead then now paint over this person here. Again, I'm selecting the mask tool, not the photo, and I can paint literally over the person, and you're going to see how he disappears, because what's happening is that it's actually showing what's behind it, which is this photo. Okay, so we don't want to do too much because obviously there's a difference in colors here, but that's fine. We'll just do some spots like this where it looks like it's, you know, switching lights. The next one we're going to do are these two guys that are here in the middle, and we're just going to basically paint right over them like this, and you can see how easily they disappear. And that's it. That's how simple it is to mask out these photos. Now again, you need to make sure that when you're there taking the photos, you take enough photos that you have where people are not in certain areas. Like I'll start from the right and then work my way to the left. When I see the people move, then I'll take that photo. And I did a whole video of this actually for Epcot, explaining exactly the same this. I'm going to put a link on the top. But as you can see, we got some difference in colors here, so what we're just going to do is probably fill in some stuff here so it doesn't look all red. You know, it's like somewhat like a mix of colors, and I think this looks fine right here. And that's it. There's our photo where we were able to take the people out with the Velocicoaster right here. Now I'm going to leave the editing to you guys, because I want you guys to do that, because I don't want you guys just to copy the settings that I do on these photos. So I'll leave that final tweaking for you guys, but this is how I took the photo. Okay guys, that's it here from Islands of Adventure. Sorry for the creepy face, it's the only place I could find some good light. Hopefully you enjoyed this video of how to take these two photographs, and if you do take them, please tag me, I'd love to see them. Until then, this is Disney Nuts signing out. Take care. See ya. Bye.